Hello guys, this is Shaky Bees and I'm very excited to be bringing you episode 4 of Dark Souls 2 Mace and Miracles. I've just got to say, excited being the optimal word there. I'm really enjoying Dark Souls 2. I kind of ignored this game. I haven't played it extensively in the past. I think I had that prejudice that Miyazaki hadn't helmed it and therefore it wasn't a Souls game. And arguably there are, some of the finesse and some of the kind of quality that Miyazaki brings as a director is perhaps missing somewhat, but nonetheless this still feels like something from the From Software house of games. It's got that sort of great design and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The gameplay is that sort of measured, slow pace of patient gameplay that you had in Dark Souls 1. It's almost an extension of that, and Dark Souls 3 completely changes the pace after the lessons of Bloodborne as an example. So it's really cool to see that evolution too. So really enjoying it, and I think where my enjoyment has peaked is here, the Lost Bastille. I think this is an incredibly well designed level. It's not huge in sort of land area or land mass, but it's so sort of succinct and well designed. It loops and knots itself around on itself. There's lots of different layers to crack, with fragrant branches of yore, which you're going to see me do some of that. And yeah, it's just a really well designed level and some great enemy and sort of mob encounters as well. And that's it. In this episode I do include a lot of the mob activity because I just thought it was really fun sort of mob encounters. So yeah, very well designed. It's really winning me over. This last area or so. I'm not going to ruin exactly what happens in the episode, but keep watching. And if you watched last week's episode, I did mention I wanted to talk about Elden Ring, so let's briefly do that. Let me talk through my sort of thought process on it. When the trailer first dropped, stupidly excited that the fact that Elden Ring was finally going to be shown, and then once the trailer finished and it elapsed, I kind of had this sort of underwhelmed, sort of empty feeling. I didn't know why. And without sort of consciously forcing myself to, I just watched it again and again and again and again. And after that sort of empty feeling just went. I just got more and more excited the more I watched it. And I think what that was about was a sort of, the underwhelmness was around the fact that Demon Souls, I think, had spoilt me from a visual perspective. And, looking at Elden Ring, it's not necessarily cutting edge next gen graphics, but that's not why we play a From Software game, right? So once that sort of aesthetic and superficial judgment waned, I then just focused on, wow, this is an open world From Software game. An open world where you'll stumble across a dungeon, not, travel to it and light a bonfire. You'll stumble across a dungeon. And Miyazaki himself has talked about, you could be riding on horseback, get to a dungeon, and there'll be specific loot or items that some players might not even go for because the dungeon might be that hard or the castle might be that hard, and therefore some players will have different items and different loot compared to others depending on how detailed they've been in exploring the land. So that alone, just wow, what a tangible prospect we have on our hands, guys. And once we go back to the aesthetics, I actually think this is probably the best looking FromSoft game we've seen yet. It is super nice and polished, so on that side of things it looks great. But I think, let's be honest, it's that gameplay prospect of an open world From Software game is just going to be insane. The horseback thing, something that stood out to a lot of commentators on this is the sort of carriage that's been dragged along with those two big guys with hooks in their back, and the fact that perhaps you could attack that carriage for some loot or a ring or whatever it might be containing, or a really strong enemy that drops some armor, and you could attack that in the day full on and have a really tough time. Or, and this brings me on to something I'm really excited about, you could approach that sort of carriage or caravan at night and completely play stealthily. So Miyazaki has been very upfront about the fact that you have the option to play completely stealthily. So not just with all the games prior, you're able to kind of stealth attack one and then it's game over. I mean, even in Sekiro it was kind of like that. Truly, you could probably take out a whole fort or castle, bar the boss, stealthily. That is the impression I'm getting. And this sort of dynamic gameplay and emergent gameplay has never existed in a From Software title because they've never been fully open world, so it doesn't really play to that sort of strength. So yeah, incredibly excited. I think we've got a real prospect on our hands, guys, and this could be the opus magna for From Software, if you like. All of their learnings from Demon Souls, from Bloodborne, from Sekiro, from all of the Souls games, Miyazaki himself has said all of that has colluded together to bring this title. So mega excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thank you to my regular sort of commentators, if you like, that always leave comments on the videos. I really appreciate that, and I love talking to you guys, and if anyone wants to join that conversation, please do. For now, enjoy this one, and thanks for watching.
Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day. This is for you. Of course, I've no idea what it is.